In that soundbite, we just heard J-Dub mention criticism of the team being too happy to succeed on the championship level. We heard Draymond make comments about it earlier in the season, too much buddy-buddy, kikiing, post-game interviews, everybody pulling up. But if this team is able to win a championship and be successful with that particular style of, camaraderie, the power of friendship, if you will we see more teams mimic OKC's personality in the future?
No,
of course.
You think so?
Copycat league.
It is a copycat league, so
It's a copycat league. When Steph Curry was shooting crazy-ass threes, he was talking shit about that. Guards that do play like that can't win. When he won, whole league turned into that, right? So now that you see these guys are having fun with each other, having fun, on and off the court, right? Being happy about the game itself, being happy about each other.
Friends.
It's showing a different side of how you can approach the game. So if these guys, win this championship, 1,000%, you're going to see the attitudes of players and how teams are put together shift. They're going to start doing more buddy-buddy shit. You're going to start seeing copycats around there all in groups, doing the interviews at the end. You're going to, because it shows success.
What kind of teammate are you?
Yep.
But is that something that, you talk about copycat league, it's easy to tell a guy, hey, go shoot more threes. It's a lot harder to be like, all right, go be buddies with your teammates.
No, it's not. Did you notice?
That shit is genuine, though.
Did you notice when Miami started doing two people doing interviews, two stars doing interviews at the same time? Have you noticed that's been the motto since, but nobody's picked up on it? Before that, it was just that star. Ever since Miami and D-Wade and LeBron done it, everyone starts to do it. That is now the new thing. Both stars up at the same time. Before, that wasn't a thing. You didn't go in groups in the podium. You had to go individually so they can ask you different questions and shit like that. Now they all sitting there together. So there's no conquer and divide system.
A lot harder to do with both of them sitting there, neutralizing the media. Oh, Gil said this,
Think about this, though. If there's a war against being friends.
You like it better this way?
Being friends. Teammates being friends. It's like, you see it, and you see us being successful. The people who don't like being friends with everybody are going to be like, man, look at y'all. Y'all too happy. Y'all not too serious. Y'all this, y'all that. And then we would say, well, y'all should be more friends. Maybe y'all would still be in the playoffs. Maybe y'all get back to being friends like y'all was when y'all was winning. Everybody going to have to figure it out at this point, because the team chemistry does affect the winning. You're out there passing the ball to who you like and who you don't like, and then that guy that you don't like is open, can hit the shot. You don't want to throw it to him because what he said in the locker room or whatever it is. Team chemistry matters. So if those dudes on OKC have a riff with one another, you probably would never even know it.
I mean, we've seen teams be successful both ways, all right, historically.
Yeah, I'm about to say, we've seen the Bulls, Mike and Pippen
Like I said,
get
you would
along.
never even
Saw
know
the Lakers, Shaq and Kobe weren't
You would
necessarily
never
buddies.
know it. You never knew it. Never knew Dennis and Scotty never hung out with Mike.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell.
Off the court?
Couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Sure, was a four-time
Social media, though.
four-time WNBA champion of the world. How close were your teams? And we've hit this lightly previously, but friends or just, look, we're friends on the court, and I'll see y'all when I see y'all?
I mean, we didn't really hang out like that. On the court, we came to work to take care of what we had to take care of, and outside of that, everybody had their own.
But were you
It's a job.
friendly on the court with each
Yeah.
other? Was it okay?
Yeah. I mean, when we were playing, it was us against the world. Practices were a little different because we went at each other in practice. Our practices were usually harder than the competition that we were going to play against.
That's how good y'all practices was.
Yeah.
That's the important element, right? Thunder can be friends. They can do all the post-game interview shenanigans, hijinks, all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, you roll that ball out.
But there's a big difference between the
it.
homies and your brothers. Try to tell this to my homies.
Your homies and your brothers?
Your homies and your brothers. Your homies can disappoint you. You don't talk to your homie no more. He ain't my homie no more. This my brother. No matter what he do, That's my brother. You good, bro. We gonna shake hands. We gonna, my nigga, you cool. You my bro. But the homie can stop being my homie and go over there and be homies with the nigga I'm enemies with. Brothers don't do that.
True.
Most of the time.
They should.
Most of the time, 99.9%, unless the daddy told him that you, hey, that ain't your brother, that is your brother.
Every once in a while, you get a Fredo in the mix.
You fucked it up, you know what I'm saying? But outside of that, bro, I see brotherhood. That's what I see. That's what we used to be with the NBA, where brotherhood didn't matter whether you was first team, second team, third team, or all NBA or MVP. Everybody hung together because everybody fucked with each other. But now there's such a divisiveness because you don't make no money, you ain't made this, you ain't got enough points, you ain't got enough minutes, you can't sit at this table. OKC like, man, what's up? I'm bringing the OJ, you bringing the mashed potatoes. Man, I'm bringing the hoes, what's good?
You know, so funny, you said something that Shaq and Kobe, you're missing the rest of the element. There's still 15 players on that team.
Yeah.
Right, the two stars ain't gotta like each other. The rest of the team, it's still the rest of the team, just like Boston.
Yep.
Right? They all got along besides one. So they got a problem with one for simple. But if you look at the rest of them today, the same 5 or 6 are still cool. Right? Ray Allen, like we know, Ray Allen was the one on the out.
Well, he made a decision to go win a championship with
No, even before that, him and Rondo didn't get along.
Yeah, they was
Yeah, they're still at it, but Rondo, KG, Paul Pierce, they got along, right? So, you know, when majority, it's still there can be one bad apple, two bad apple, but you know, for the most part, if there's a group that it affects winning, then that's all that matters.
I'm not even talking about bad apples per se, but you got two stars. They may just be on two different islands.
There's one and two.
Pick a side.
But if 3, 4, 5, 6 is fucking with one or the other, if you got 5 different people thinking 5 different things, then that's when you have a problem.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Or when the whole locker room is divided between the two. That's the problem.
Side.
But if it's just one that don't get along with them, but these 4 or 5 get along with him, then that's.
I mean, it feels like with this Thunder team, it's SGA squad, everybody else fall in line, get in where you fit in.
It's normal leadership though. Like there's a hierarchy when you come in. There's the guy who wants to be the leader, and then there's the guy that everyone makes the leader. So the guy who wants the leadership position, he's trying to prove that he can be the leader.
To the other 3, 4, 5. So usually if there's Buffalo, it's between 1 and 2.
Yep.
Right? And usually 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 usually goes with 1.
That's the better player.
Yeah.
He's the assuming leader.
Now if
Better
2
player, probably
can
got
get,
more money.
if number 2 got 3 and 4, and then 4 and 5 is with 1, then that's where you have dysfunction inside the team. And that usually happens when probably number 1 had the team and then he missed some time.
Yep.
And then 2 basically convinced them
Rallied everybody together.
Yeah, we're gonna do this. Now
Then one comes back.
Now you got a divided locker room.
That was Melo in New York
With
Jeremy Lin.
Jeremy Lin.
Oh.
Jeremy Lin came back. It wasn't so much the team, it was D'Antoni saying,
No.
this is what we gonna go this direction.
Nah, it was the team too.
Both.
Because you got to remember when Amari Stoudemire,
I'm about to say Amari.
you got all those guys. They're like, nah, we rocking with
He's sharing the sugar.
we rocking with Jeremy Lin.
He's sharing
We rocking
the
with Jeremy Lin right now. You know what I mean? Just come on, just get in and jump on board with us, and let's
We
figure this
winning.
out.
Shit, we getting shit from China.
Man, the work calling back. Shit.
KTV.
Work
Shit,
calling back.
KTV, Alibaba. Shit, we on Alibaba and shit.
There's a lot of benefits with him right here running this one.
Yeah, I mean, that's,
Yeah, shit, we getting straight. We
Nah,
got the
I get it.
direct source.
Hey, that's
Before the tariff.
that 1 and 2.
Pre-tariff.
man. And if you got them other guys, they all looking like who's the leader. Like what you say at Boston. If the riff is who we gonna pick the leader is, but we already know. So whoever's established leadership already, we already know who the leader is. They're trying to tell us we need to pick who the leader is.
But like you said, there can be changes in leadership sometime. And the previous leader comes back ready to take over his leadership role, and now he got to.
It's what
Was that
did
the
he do?
conflict up in OKC with KD and Russ?
Yeah, no. If you look at the
Right.
shit,
When he went down.
when KD went down, and Russ stepped into that role, and he was having success, and he got his boys playing great basketball. Also remember this: when KD's involved, it's a pecking order, right? When the new leader steps in, there's a different pecking order. Now let's say he averaged 8 under KD. He was fine
Yes.
with it. Now Russ comes in. Now he's averaging 15.
Man, I'm
Who
trying
you think
not-
side he on?
Right, yeah.
So now you got two people. Now KD is fighting against two people now.
I'm sitting over here in this corner, and I used to just barely get a pass and a half from KD.
That motherfucker coming over here.
4 or 5. Happy though, like hit it. He's like hit it.
2 in a row. Here, you just
Not. I ain't got it, and then you throw it to me with 2 seconds left, and I gotta shoot it.
Yeah, so that's what happens. That the number one guy is no different than the Dallas owner. He comes in, he got his own pecking order, how it works for him.
Yep.
So he's going to start giving the ball to who he likes.
Yep. That's the Kobe Luke Walton.
Right.
So now when
Luke is my guy.
no, Shaq Luke was my guy.
Both.
Because Luke is passing that shit to Shaq like this, and Cole's like, hey man, listen, all that lob city, I don't jump like that, man. Change that shit up. You better change the passes up. This ain't big to big. You know what I mean? So, and that's what ends up happening. Where the shift is when one goes down, the other one takes over. Then it's ripple effect.
It'll be all right. I think just team
Yeah,
basketball.
they good right now because it's a real pecking order. Like it's so far.
But it seems like that pecking order can sustain for the next couple of seasons at least.
But what I'm saying is you can't.
I'm just saying I don't see Jalen Williams coming through and be like, no, it's my team now.
No, he's not gonna say that. But
I'm
he's
just saying,
saying, like the interviews I'm seeing, like I said, he don't look real, like an avatar. He's setting some shit up. Like, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? If he let's just say
I'm a mastermind this shit, and once he better not let the foot off the gas at all, or I'm coming for it.
Like let's just say like
crazy. That's crazy. But I see what you
Shai
said.
go down, and then you got Jalen Williams averaging 30, and then Chet averaging 25.
Double day, and they looking like a little
You know what I mean?
duo.
Hartenstein averaging 17. Like
Are we winning though?
It don't matter.
Do you care at that point?
Once you taste the steak,
Well, then it would matter though,
That's what I'm
because then
saying.
when he
That's
comes
no,
back
right,
and they start winning, then we be like, yeah, that was fool's gold. Y'all need to chill out.
Once you taste that
one time?
that wagyu,
Can't go back.
you can't go back.
There's no
hamburger. You gotta remember
But
that
this-
hamburger helper.
Gil, hamburger helper with the
Yeah, but what
appropriate
about this
accessory.
though? What about the dynasty?
tastes
that
like
we can
Wagyu.
create?
Hey,
That's
it's
my only
cool.
issue with them because they're young, and if they do win it this year, how they gonna come back?
You know how they gonna come back.
No, they're gonna come back when. I'm just saying, once you
Tasting
taste
that Wagyu.
once you taste that next level of something, it's hard to rewind back.
Even if you're losing.
It's hard to rewind back.
The Boston Celtics.
When I'm averaging 25, there's a price that comes with that.
You tasted this thing?
And once I started looking at a price that says you get a 4-year 150, and then when the start comes back and I go back to my original role, and that original role is 4-year 35, there's no ring.
Man.
There's no ring talk no more. That's family legacy talk. And it's hard. That's what fucks teams up every time. It never fails.
It is.
Ain't shit that ever changes.
There is a decision to be made
Yes.
at that point.
And it's always for the.
Do the Jalen Brunson or do you
The red
do
pill,
the
blue
Jalen Brunson
pill.
or do you?
That's what you got to
But
make.
I see this team maybe moving in the, I don't know. Obviously, if I'm Shai, I want my bag. I'm MVP. I'm taking.
No, but the bag is
super
already
duper
changed.
Oh no, he's getting.
It's never
his.
the star
No,
player.
that's what I'm saying. He's getting his.
never-
We ain't worried about him.
It's never the star
But
player.
we saw
It's usually-
Brunson do that with the Knicks, so I'm gonna take
It's
less.
never the star player.
So you
the
think he's-
star is the star.
Yeah.
But when I'm saying, like, let's say OG, Brunson goes down and OG becomes Cat, and he's averaging 25, and he's looking at a certain type of money. And Brunson comes back, and he goes back to the 15, 16, and his money got chopped to 75%. He's the one that becomes the problem.
But that's
What did I-
only,
what did I
only
say?
if they losing.
Remember I said that?
Exactly.
No,
Only if they
no.
When you
that
losing,
winning-
that
because the
shit hits
benefit-
differently.
that winning personally don't give me 75%. It gives Brunson.
But I'm saying,
DiVincenzo, what happened? What did I say that was going to happen to DiVincenzo? He tasted something that wasn't sustainable when everybody got healthy. Who become disgruntled?
but
Who gets
remember what
fucked
we
up?
said though. He has to go back. Remember, we prepared for that. We was like, look, you can be happy with the Wagyu taste in your mouth all you fucking want to, my nigga.
But
You're not at this table as a reserve. This doesn't say reserve for you. You came with a +2, bro. You tasted that just because it's Tuesday. Look, it's Wednesday now. Go back, ramen noodles, Kool-Aid.
And what
A very fine meal if
what
seasoned
ended
correct.
up happening?
He had to accept
was
that
mad.
this is where I'm
He
going
was
to be.
mad. He was disgruntled. Then they had to get rid of him. Now he's coming off the bench, not doing the same thing. Like once you taste it,
When they got rid of him, they got somebody like him that can accept the fact that this is you taste Wagyu sometime, bro.
but
you don't sit here.
the other one already tasted Wagyu. He was tasting Wagyu
he
in
tasted
Phoenix.
a
He
little-
was
yeah, a
tasting
little
Wagyu in Brooklyn. He was tasting Wagyu.
He know his spot,
This
right?
guy tasted Wagyu for the first time, and he was like, yeah, I don't want to go back to that.
But see, Bridges on the phone
And he was like,
look,
yeah, we don't care.
Look, when you
that's what I'm
taste the
saying.
Wagyu, Bridges like, look, when you taste the Wagyu, bro, listen,
You gotta have.
it's fire, but you gotta have the palate for this.
Yeah.
Like, don't go crazy, bro.
have a balance, like,
you
you
got,
know-
you gotta get some mashed potatoes just to
Order
taste.
that order it medium well.
It's hard.
Might get that succulent and get succulent.
It ain't well done yet. Get a little medium.
Get a little
Don't ask
medium.
for that one sauce.
Hey, it ain't.
Go crazy. You get addicted to it and eat it.
It's hard not to.
No, I know, but
It is.
I hear what
You got girlfriends, you got wives, ex-wives, and girlfriends still tripping. And 20 years later about some Wagyu they used to
Wagyu
taste.
used to taste, man. It ain't the same no more.
You know what I'm saying?
God.
I sit down there with a regular nigga eating
All right.
Popeye. Eating Popeye's chicken. You better get in line for that goddamn chicken sandwich. He over there, he's still over there at Nobu with his new girl.
I think the sandwich is fire though.
People waited hours to get that chicken
Right?
sandwich when it first dropped.
Dry ass sandwich, man.
Very
That
moist,
shit-
Gil. Dry and popular lips.
That shit was fire.
Adequate
That-
When that
moisture.
shit first hit, that shit was fire.
That shit was crazy. That shit was good.
Then you
if
start seeing chicken sandwiches everywhere.
That shit was good if you was